Hey, it's Drew Neiser with another Tuesday tip. 2022 is right around the corner, and we're thinking about things that we should be doubling down on. That means things that we're not going to do or things that we're going to add to our list. All right, first up, Shirley Macbeth from Forrester. Shirley, what is it that you're going to double down on?
I think it's so important, and we're going to be doubling down, focused on our existing clients and the value and the all importance of retaining and growing those relationships. So we'll always be demand focused, but more than ever focused on our existing clients.
I'll circle back. And I love that, because here's the thing: you never go wrong by doing things for your existing customers. You just can't go wrong. I do talk about that in my new book, Renegade Marketing. Okay, now.
Awesome.
Katrina Klier from PROS, what is your tip?
Well, I love the existing customer one, so I'm all with you on that, Shirley. I would say along those lines, never stop optimizing. Really look at places that you can take friction out of the system, whether it's in your funnel, in your communications, in your hiring. Like, pick one or two and blow up the friction. Just get it out of the way and let your team deliver the amazing results.
And that's why we're going to let you register for where you can go to the website, or we'll do it for you, because we got to take friction out of everything. I still love that. Thank you, Katrina. Adriel Sanchez from Newsela. Adriel, what is your tip?
Your product can be your biggest marketing asset. Your users can be your most loyal advocates. And we shouldn't forget that. And that's something that we're doubling down on going into next year.
And so by product, you mean within the product, what are we talking about? Creating ways that your customers can share, or?
Being front and center about showing your audience all of the unique value that your product is providing, and giving users the ability and facilitating their ability to communicate that value to the buyers or other users within the organization.
Got it. Okay. Excellent. Next up, Chandar Pattabhiram from Coupa. Chandar, what is your tip?
Well, I was going to originally talk about expansion marketing, and then Shirley obviously rightly talked about that piece of it. But I would say, in addition to that, the pandemic has taught us the importance of, connecting with your existing employees and having, making sure that your culture is forefront for a company. So doubling on this idea of brand culture, of using your brand as a weapon and your brand awareness activities, not only for you to drive awareness and acquisition to your prospects, but also use it as an employee retention weapon, as well as driving new prospects on the employee side, and bring that brand culture initiatives together. And synergistically, that'll be a great weapon for us.
I'm so glad you suggested that, because everybody is facing a recruiting and retention challenge right now, unlike any we've had ever. And brand matters. And so I'm imagining that, because you guys just did an amazing thing on the World Series, that we can sort of say that better brand equals sort of better employee brand.
Yeah, I would say every great brand is built inside out, right? From energized employees to empowered customers. And that's really the way we've got to think about it, and how to using your brand as a weapon to energize your employees. And as a result, go drive, empower your customers would be a good way to think about it.
All righty, then let's keep going. Michelle Puleio from SageWater. Michelle, what's your tip?
So for us, we're really doubling down. We're such a small organization, and we're really doubling down on how content marketing can better bring our brand promise and our brand to life. So, we're a specialty construction company. The people who end up using us, they're usually using us because there's some catastrophe that's happened in their building, and that's not a happy space. But we really sort of put ourselves forth as the empathetic expert, having a lot of empathy for the fact that, look, we know you don't want us to be here doing this, but also being an expert who's really able to be there before the catastrophe to help them sort of mitigate the potential of a catastrophe happening and take measures to protect against that. And we just don't have the content engine that we need to have in order to be successful in that demand gen space. And so that's what we're going to be doubling down on.
I love it. And I hate to reference my book again, but why not? Thoughtful execution, key whole section on that, starting in the notion of selling through service, which is really what content can do so well. Okay, Jake Goeckeritz from Fishbowl.
Yeah.
Bring us home.
So I've really like appreciated and loved all of those points. Like I actually am going to use a lot of those. But the thing that I've been thinking a lot about doubling down is tracking. You know, we get a lot of stuff into the pipe, and I think that we have a lot of leaky buckets throughout our prospect journey through Salesforce. And so for me, really digging into the tracking of the prospect journey, lead to demo set to demo complete to close one, and where are we losing those people, and how can we interact with those people better to be able to, you know, make those percentages higher. I think that that's an area that we are struggling in. And so, you know, taking advantage of what going and finding new stuff is great, but also really digging in and making sure that you're taking advantage of the stuff that's already coming through the pipe is really important. And that's an area that we are struggling in, that we need to double down in 2022.
Perfect. All right. Well, if you're a CMO looking to plug the leaks, which in your marketing program, check out CMOHuddles.com. Amazing tips where we're sharing, caring, and daring each other to greatness. All right. I'm Drew Neiser. That's your Tuesday tip. We'll see you next week.